Right, so this is my reflective log journal thing for week 10. For the first fair few weeks, I forgot or wasn't aware that I was meant to be doing these. But for the last few weeks, I have, and so I naturally continue, as it's pretty good evidence for what I've done. Right, so first off, I feel like it's best to just show a quick playthrough of the game naturally to show the state of the game currently. So here, as you can see, there's a logo. I should probably move that over. So Richie right there, front of number 10, number clearly visible, which I think is a nice detail to have. Your game settings, quick game. Settings doesn't do anything. Quick game does in fact actually end the thing. New game opens the game. There's a decent chance he'll just turn to it. As you can see, I've gotten rid of the gun. Here's some Ready for Richie posters, which I've actually used in real life as a kind of promotional stuff for the game. Put them around a college, although they were taken down because everyone was seemingly asking who Richie was. So I suppose it could be a lot clearer, but yeah, it was all somewhat of a joke. This has been here for a while, so yeah, Brick David's there. I've added these. I don't believe these were here last time. See, here's Theresa May crying after she was booted off, or whatever happened. I did portraits around to help the player know where they are and recognise their areas better. Hang on. So confused for a second. Anyway, closets. As you can see, when I press E, I enter them. I do end up facing into the wall when I do it because it keeps you facing whatever way you already were. But I can't figure out any way to actually fix that, so it's kind of impossible for it to look perfectly natural. Richie, no, bad Richie. Get away, Richie. Anyway, if I go over here, here's the into the basement. Still haven't added doors. Ugh, I guess Arm 10 doesn't need doors really. Go down the stairs, which I did in fact model. Quite happy with them too. Here's where I think the player should spawn really. Down on this, it's like they just woke up. And I believe they did something very similar in Deadly Night, where you wake up in the basement, you hear someone come in, you have to hide in the wardrobe. Guy comes down, just and then basically that's how you get out because the door's then unlocks. That's a few places to reasonably hide. I can't remember if this was this week or last week. I think it was this week actually. I'm pretty sure I've done quite a lot to the game this week. This is actually is Brick David, but it's upside down because it's not meant to be read as it's not meant to actually be inferred by the player as being the same brick. It's just meant to be a brick. This one also works. I do actually have to individually place the fins for each one, but the animations can carry over easily. I added a little parkour section to the level, and here's like a shelf. Obviously, as with the previous one, it's adapted from the stairs. Yeah, the one over there is also adapted from the stairs. Basically, I just got the stairs, I put them mostly out of bounds, and I had a bit of them reach out to essentially be a shelf. And if I go up here, a lot of the rooms are quite empty, which is a shame. Suppose I should try and fix that up if I have enough time. Here's another one, Boris Johnson, Bojo, Imposter, it's the crewmate. I really hope Richie doesn't just suddenly appear, that'd be very distracting. Trusty was too sussy, Imposter rejected. I can't remember if it was a staff member or a friend or my mother. I can't remember who it was, but someone really likes this. I can't remember who this man is, but I don't know, he was listed on some political website for same guys like Rishi Sunak, so I just put him on there. Got the most unappealing photo I could of him because I wanted to. That's kind of part of the little jokes. It's like a kind of a parody horror game, this one. I mean, as you can tell, since it's a horror game set in 10 Downing Street. I can't remember who this is, but a staff member thought this looks funny, so I put it in. And I have to agree, I must say. Well, so yes, and in terms of the portraits, there's one more, I believe. 2 more actually, technically. Over here in this very dark room. Oh, there's Richie. You can see this image of Priti Patel? I think it's Priti Patel. Could have sworn the name said something else. We could just put a... Oh my heavens. As you can see, there's some more Ready for Richie posters back there. Here's you go upstairs. The hallway's blocked off by this barricade. Apparently that's actually quite common in horror games. I've seen it in a fair few of them. I mostly did it due to time, but also it probably wouldn't be as fun to go through the game if there was too much space to explore. Here's Richie's office. Oh my lord. Oh. He actually can kill you now, so that is quite frightening. You know, as you can see, the place is covered in blankets, but you can't really tell they're blankets, but they are. And that's because he kind of converted into a pillow fort of some kind. All these comics I planned to reference, I put down here, and the CD, soundtrack pins, game boxes, newspapers, well, in universe, other games, you know, just stuff like that, fictional films. And finally, back here, I think this is funny. You can see there's on top of this barrel, you can see Slenderson. That's from my previous projects. Put the My Love things, plans from pretty much the start. See, there's the little indicator. I had to put a point light because it was very dark, which I found quite odd because the original image wasn't so dark. On this is actually a hidden image of Joe Biden on somewhere, as well as one of the Ready for Richie regular real world poster, but can't find. Can't really see it very well. Anyway, the next thing show will probably be the death scene, so I have to get killed by Richie. Yeah, looks like you weren't ready for Richie. And there's Richie, you know, twerking. Very much like in my previous game where I had pretty much the Markiplier clone do the same thing. So Markiplier can't be in a Slenderson because I got Markiplier's face and stretched it over. Alright, that's the basics. Return to menu, of course, returns you back here. Quick game closes it. And a lot of text added. Here's Batman as an Easter egg for those who are able to notice it. Well, so I added a fair few things. Let me check blueprints. I don't think the desk was in there before, so I did manage that. The wooden pillars I made and added. Barrels I added. I can't remember. I don't remember mentioning basement stairs last time, so I must not have had them yet. Maybe David wasn't in it last time. I can't remember. Anyway, these frames, which there's a base one, and there's all these frames based on these different people. The AI, there's the main one. Did I even have an AI last time? Well, this is really trying to make you respect how much I actually have done this week alone. The inventory still isn't really done at all. Sequences. Oh yes, sequences. Yes, I can't remember if I actually. Yes, I do use them. Yes, they are. I figured out how to get the little individual doors of the wardrobes to move on them, so that was useful. Now, perhaps it'd be better if I'm in the actual number 10 map. Plus, for example, that remains the default one that I started in, where I tested. So on the floor, as you can see. So the way this works, I use an online tutorial by use a messy moo, so that's very useful. There's a wardrobe. Here's a wardrobe 1 marker A. Then there's wardrobe 1 marker B. So there's a way the player gets teleported to when they interact with it. And they function on a flip-flop kind of thing, so the first time you do it, it teleports you inside. Second time, it teleports you outside. I do hope that makes sense. And if I go to the sequences one for hiding, floor 1, meeting room, closet. So yeah, I was able to get the actual. This is a very messy name, but this is the name of one of the doors, and this is the name of the other one. Yeah, that's the names of them, and I just animated them moving open and then moving back closed, so that we don't have the weird visual effect of the player basically just clipping through the wardrobe, which they very literally were doing originally. The other sequences here, hiding closet and X closet, those are kind of outdated, but I can't leave them there because they're not any harm, and I can't remember if anything relies on them, honestly. Game modes, I added a menu game mode so that you can be, in a different game mode when you're in the menus, and it switches you to your mouse where you click things rather than controlling an actual character. I did a game mode override for those 2 levels, the game over and the main menu. Changing the thingy. Animations, I added a few, I fixed some of them up. Like the dancing twerk, the waving, I don't know why there were 2 of them, but again, it's probably fine. And in materials, I've added some more stuff. Just in like a bunch of portraits. I haven't used the map yet. No. There's nothing new in magazines, I don't believe. Graffiti. There's the looks like you weren't ready. Looks like you weren't. Stopped Hunt thing. Where, of course, the next thing will be ready for Richie, which is placed right next to the actual poster thing in the game over screen. Walls. Where's some new stuff? I believe these exterior bricks were new since I last did last did all this. Can't recall much else that's really changed. I don't think these were even in the game then. So much has changed. I keep saying that. Anyway, logos. I've got a few logos and text font thingies for the various elements of the game. These just use an online generator. Since it makes it look ugly, I actually did remove the watermark for one of them. But I hope if I make an extras menu, I will attribute it to them, because even if I don't really like corporations very much, they did very much make that. Anything else? The blankets, those are new. Barrels, the file flats, obviously new. Oh, that's a student asking for help. They've helped me before. I should probably help them later. All these textures. Flat characters for the Batman, because it didn't seem worth actually putting in the effort or time, expending time for 3D modelling him when I could simply put an image of him in the background and it would look just as realistic. And honestly, that does seem realistic for a game of that era to do. So it works. Is there anything else here? I don't think there is. Nothing major, at least, up the fences. Yeah. Anyway, maps, of course, I've added a couple new ones. It's been the main menu. Save that. And I can't even remember what I've changed. I shouldn't have changed anything. People are helping each other. What did we do? That was obviously 2023. That's not part of this. That's neither here nor there. Well, it's there, but it's not here. Simply waiting for it to load, because sometimes it takes a while. Right, here we are. This is what this one looks like. I did place another fence here, but can't really see it because the camera angle, only a camera angle you get is like kind of like that. As you can see, I'll make use of the limited camera view by only having the parts you're actually looking at be done, but have all of the parts you're looking at be done. So it's kind of like what you expect from a stage performance or something, where everything you're meant to see is covered, but everything else is like an open area, almost where the audience could be. Not the case here, because the audience would in fact be here, but the point stands. It's the same kind of thing. And the death screen, I put this kind of as an Easter egg for anyone that breaks into games, so that it still physically makes some sense, even if he's levitating. But it still makes some sense that he could be at such a level because there's nothing under him. There's still Batman, who's very much a hidden Easter egg behind him. And looks like you weren't ready for Richie. It's very weird here, but you're never meant to have that angle. Is there anything else that's thinking of? Oh yes, UI. I worked on the UI for the main menu and everything, but you've already seen that. So if you want to see the development of it, just watch some of my recent videos. Several hours long, but you can just skip through them to the parts about all that. Audio, I haven't actually implemented this yet, but this is an audio I have.
The British people want possibility that isn't serious with their money, and that's why they vote Conservative.
I got that from a video about him just contradicting himself, so it will be a funny one to add to the game if I'm able to. Meshes, well, that's obviously going to just be in blueprints anyway. Some of the code, I guess, would be new, but for the most part, that's basically all. Now, I acknowledge that although this is good progress from the last week, the previous weeks weren't so great, and as a result of all that, I've not gotten all the experimentation I should have completed. Now, to amend this, this is actually my. I'm not going to be able to do the work this weekend due to complications, but after that, next week, I will be coming in every day, so I'll come in on Monday and Friday, which I usually am able to stay at home for, and I will do my best to get it all working. And that will of course be reflected in the way I describe everything that happens. I acknowledge that this hand in, this is it. But by the end of this project I will have at least something done for all of them. At least I'll try. Yeah, there's some of my new... There's the health thing I did for opening the level by name. For Richie, there's a begin overlap cost to first person character. All this. It's basically just copied from my Forest game, but yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Unless you can fix it to make it better, but I don't know. That would kind of indicate it is broke in that it's flawed. Anyway, I have gotten quite a bit done. I even made a bookshelf and stuff. I've forgotten to I haven't yet actually implemented it into the game. It has a bunch of little Easter eggs on it, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is on it, and stuff like that. Something that I think is always good to throw in whenever you have a bookshelf. Oh goodness, that's 18 minutes. That's because I went over the whole game. Well, anyway. In essence, that is the log that describes everything that's going on right now and describes my plans. So I hope this video wasn't too long. I hope any examiners watching are alright with all this. And I have checked with some staff, just to be clear. Asked several times, I was very concerned, and it seems like I will survive and not fail. As long as I just get this hand-in done now and work very hard next week. I shouldn't fail regardless, hopefully, but this much improves my chances of. Anyway, yes, this has been about 90 minutes and 10ish seconds, and I feel like it's good for me to just end the recording now. So this is the end of my recording, and goodbye.